Hi everyone, this is LOA Uncorked with Jeanna and Holli. We intend to have some fun around law of attraction principles. Let's discover and unleash the magic that exists inside ourselves. Tune in as we go on the hero's journey together to uplevel our lives with no bullshit, all truth, and nothing but fun. Grab a glass and join our virtual VIP conversation.
We're gonna get new mics.
No, we need to kind of hang down.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOA Uncorked. This is Holli.
And this is Jeanna.
And oh my gosh, Jeanna.
I know. Listen, we may be like half our size by the end of this episode. At least by the end of the weekend. That's what we're hoping. Because it is like a record heat wave.
We have a heat wave here, but we are calm, cool, and collected because why? We've got our bubbles.
Hydration,
it is
people.
uncorked.
Hydration.
All right. And we've lit our candle.
Yeah.
Which
So we are uncorked and ready.
We are ready. And our candle, we wanted to set an intention to let all this information flow freely and easily. That is AKA translation.
Right.
That we didn't plan for.
Right. Right. I mean, there's zero planning. I mean, I think that will become obvious about halfway through, but hopefully it's done in a way that is consistent with LOA.
I think
it's a lot of fun along the way, and we're going to have some, banter. We might not always be picking up what the other person's putting down, but we're going to get there, and there's going to be some stuff to take away. Yeah,
it'll be action packed.
Totally.
But firstly, is that a word? Yes. Firstly, I love firstly.
Very, very official.
Firstly,
I like to tell
you about our next girls trip. So we decide that we need to see Chris Stapleton. And just let me tell you that I have never been a country fan, but I worship the ground that him and his wife walk on, people. And so me and a little Chris Stapleton, I'm telling you.
You know what? I'm telling you that
You got a favorite song? I like Millionaire. What else?
There's another really good.
Oh my God. Joy of My Life.
Joy of My Life.
Oh,
that's exactly
shit.
it.
And that puts a smile on my
Joy of My
face.
Life.
Like I could actually shed a Pisces tear right now.
Listen, I can shed my liar Gemini tears over that. Like, it's that good.
It's that good. Oh my God. So Jeanna,
but honestly, Tennessee whiskey. There's just something about that.
No, Tennessee. Well, which is the one with JT? Say something. That's great too.
That is,
but Tennessee whiskey is so.
It's like the original kind of thing.
It makes me want to drink whiskey.
Well, I don't like anything brown. No brown whiskey. No brown.
What about UPS? What can brown do for you?
Yeah, no, that's your thing. I am not I would go FedEx every time, but
oh my God, don't. You know what? UPS, go deliver to another house. Okay.
No, I do love UPS people.
I know.
Honestly, I do. But I'm gonna tell you the
brown is an extreme thing though.
Yeah, the alcohol on the brown, that's not.
Okay, getting back to Chris.
Yeah, Tennessee whiskey.
Okay, so listen. So truth be told, prior to the pandemic, Chris baby was going to be playing in Nashville. I called him baby.
I know,
restraining order.
I know.
It's okay. I mean, I don't know that
now that Bill's out, Chris might be in.
I know Bill is out. I mean, officially. Anyway,
can you get over the beard though? You're not really a beard person.
No, I actually could not stalk Chris Stapleton.
Okay.
But I can pretend like I love the energy he puts out there with his wife as a couple.
No, I totally agree.
And I'm not into threesomes. We've already talked about that.
Yes.
And so that leaves me out in the cold. He's safe.
Chris, you are safe.
You're safe. I don't want you, but I think your music is sexy. So I probably should have somebody on my side so that I can express my love in a different way.
Yeah. I mean, at least someone you know, not just a neighbor in the seat, the poor person next to you.
Oh shit, yes. Okay.
Right.
I know I've done that
yes,
before.
You have done that before.
Well, I get so excited. I can't contain myself. And everybody's my friend. And okay, well, we're not going to go there.
I mean, beyond friend.
All right.
Yeah.
So getting back to Chris, so we were going to go see him in Nashville. It was in September of 2020 was his concert date. And of course we all know what happened. So I've been stalking him to look when he's all the concerts really. And Gigi and I, Gigi and I wanted to go. And so our crew, our 4-girl crew, came over for actually drinks, right? Okay, like, and some girl time.
Birthday.
Oh, Gemini celebration, celebration. And we decided to book our trip around Chris Stapleton. So we're looking online on Ticketmaster to see where we should go. I was like, I really want to go to North Carolina
or Tennessee
or South Carolina, Charleston.
Or Charleston, we looked at Texas.
Texas, I really want to go to Texas. I was like, oh, let's go to the South.
We looked at Arizona.
Let's do the South. Let's do this in the South. This is not a Yankee Land kind of concert. Okay. And so the only place that had tickets was the Mid-Florida Credit Union. Guess what? Clearwater, we're coming.
Tampa. Oh, my God. Florida.
It has been reclaimed and reclaimed again.
Yes. It's like to the second power. Reclaimed to the second power.
I mean, if I could do math, it's exponential, which is the powers, right?
Yes, it's the powers. Yeah, it's this little small number 2.
Yeah, that little hat thing. No, that's a buy.
That's
God.
HR will teach the finance gal a little bit about the math.
I went to Mount Tahoma. I'm sorry, Mount Tahoma. I just you know, the education you got there, I mean, honestly, it's a wonder I really graduated, quite frankly.
It's a good thing you didn't like the math thing.
I know. So we're going back to Florida with the crew.
Fun. So in August, like we're gonna if we don't melt here, we're gonna melt during Chris Stapleton. We're gonna have to
it's outside.
Pick up our little pedals and carry stuff.
We're in the pit. Like I think we're too old for the pit, but
we're
never too old for the pit. So we're in the pit and it's gonna be like it's August. Okay, we're gonna like sweat our asses off. I think it's instead of
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna wrap myself in like a mummy situation. So that
how about that? No,
the extra like
saran wrap.
Saran wrap. I'm gonna saran
just like the wrestlers did when I was in high school. They'd come in. I was like,
I'm gonna have saran wrap. Should it be clear though, or should I wear something underneath?
No, you wear the clear and then you put something over top, and then
I should have it underneath and just the clear so everybody can see the clear. You could probably see me start dripping.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will loosen the saran wrap. So just be careful about that. Like,
so we're gonna go get I'm gonna be 5 pounds skinnier just from the concert. It's gonna be so great. Okay,
yes.
Listen, Chris, we're coming. Chris,
we're coming.
Lucky you.
I know.
Okay, and we're gonna be in the GA crowd, and I'm pushing my ass right up the front.
Oh no, yeah, you do.
I'm terrible.
We have good tone. We go. So if you need backup,
we're hitting it for
you. Really good, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Hydrate.
Hydrate. Okay.
Okay, so what are we talking about on this episode, Miss Holli?
Well, actually, we want to uncover, demystify, and elevate the experience of women, the divine feminine, and hair.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so here's the story, Jeanna. I need to go on a little personal journey here, and then we're going to bring it home. I've got so many helpful points if you're in a period of losing hair, or I've got products, I've got points.
You've been helpful for me too.
So talk about it all. I don't know, like every body's a little different, but my body has always experienced any kind of personal trauma. It shows up in my hair.
Yeah, but that's common, right?
It is, but like they talk
some
about like
more
divorce,
than others,
like divorce, hair loss, and I think I started kind of losing my hair in my 20s actually, but I think I had a thyroid problem. So I will say, if you have any issue
when you say losing hair, can we just
like extra? That. Like your hair is getting thinner.
So thinner. So you're saying like thinner. When you brush your hair,
too much would come out. Okay. Like it's not normal.
Okay.
Too much would come out, and
on a regular
basis. In the shower, I don't notice as much in the shower, but I would really notice in my hair or like around
the sink or whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
When you dry your hair.
Because you never look like you were like missing hair. And I know some people do have that challenge.
Yeah, like a spot.
Yes.
Mine was all over.
Yes. Okay.
Mine was all
So it's just an
over.
overall.
But even in my
thinning.
20s, though, I think I had a thinning of the hair, and I think it was my thyroid.
Okay.
So the two things I'm going to talk about, if you are losing hair, and this is tried and true. I went to a doctor, and I'm not giving medical advice. You need to go to your own doctor, so I'm not going to say that. But what I know to be true for me, and what I researched, and what I went to a doctor and found out, is that there's two things. One is your thyroid needs to be checked, TSH. And it used to be that the range, you know how they give normal ranges, was like 1 to 5 for thyroid.
Yeah. Yeah.
5, I was losing hair. And so what I would tell you is, in my
Because you were
research, hypo, which is the slow version.
Okay. Okay.
But that's fine. Most medical practitioners think that that's fine. They're tightening up that level a little bit.
Okay.
But when that happened to me, it was a normal level. So I was told this normal level. It wasn't normal.
Right.
It isn't normal. And in my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, you should be closer to a 1. So 5 is far from 1. The range, I think the medical practitioners have tightened that range a little bit now.
Yeah.
But it should be a 1. So functional medicine practitioners will have you around a TSH of around 1. That's you got to look at T3 and T4 and make sure it's
there's
converting.
Other things too. Yeah.
All of that. Okay. So I'm not a doctor, but I'm saying that shit has to be in balance.
Yeah.
And the second thing that is huge,
Yeah.
and my hairdressers have used this for other of their clients, is you have to have your iron checked.
Yeah.
And women, particularly women who are still menstruating, like I'm not anymore. Did I say menstruation?
No, you said menstruating. You said it properly.
I know. I said menstruating. Okay.
Yeah.
So like women,
such a
I know
a big word. You're like a medical professional.
I am.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not, but I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm a shaman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Medical shaman. Anyway, so particularly those women who are lose iron every month, and you want to make sure your body's really good at
replenishing it. Yeah.
Here's the thing: you need to be about 100. I don't know what they measured in. I don't know if it's grams or no. I don't know what it's measured in.
Yeah.
The normal measurement
Yeah.
for ferritin or iron should be above 100 to grow hair.
Right.
I was 30.
Oh, wow.
So I started losing hair before my divorce.
Yeah.
I went through a period of a lot of shedding. And do you remember when we were in Portland and I was wearing a hat?
I do.
And how you could see through to my scalp?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. And so from a divine feminine, I really think of, for women, like hair is your, it's who you are. It's your expression.
And it's easy to take for granted when you've had it. And then when you start to suffer, I think there's probably, for me anyway, was a lack of understanding of how much that my hair defined my femininity, truly. And you don't think about it until it starts to you start to struggle with your hair. And mine just totally broke off. Like mine wasn't a thinning necessarily, although it definitely did that, but mine just like completely, and
like it wouldn't grow.
No, and I struggle still. I have to take medicine to get it to grow. But I've been also doing thyroid medicine. I've been doing hormone treatment to try and get my hormones up, because I'm in that spot where I'm not menstruating either.
Well, you're perimenopause.
Yeah. So it is just one of those things where, I was not feeling the greatest, and finally got in at your insistence, the shaman's insistence, to go get some blood work done. And mine was really bad. So when you start to introduce that back to your body, it does affect hair, your sleep.
Absolutely.
And most of it in a positive way. The hair was the one thing that was not positive from my hormone treatment.
Yeah.
So we've had to counterbalance that with some medication and other things, but it's coming along, but it's not what it used to be. And it really does. It's almost, I know men always say it's emasculating. It's
yes,
feminist.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
No, I know
I don't know
what
what the
you're saying.
equivalent is,
Because
right?
it shouldn't be like, we should be able to like shave our heads and be fine with that.
Yeah,
and I
but in society, that's not
honor
okay.
that.
Yeah.
But I honor that.
I do
honor
too.
if you can be your sexiness with the shaved
Oh, I
head.
would love to. Are you
I would
kidding?
love
Demi
it.
Moore pulled that shit off like
She
nobody's
did.
business.
Oh shit. Did she not?
Mhm.
Sexy goddess.
Mhm.
But we oftentimes associate our femininity
Mhm.
with our hair, our sexiness. Are we
I know.
sexy
I know.
enough
Are beautiful.
or beautiful?
Yeah.
You know, with the hair. And
Yeah.
what's interesting is you had that journey, and then of course I went through my divorce, and I will say and that every 6 months I had a new adventure, because what happens is 4 to 6 months after some trauma, that's when you start losing your hair. So you don't realize in the middle of the trauma you're not losing your hair.
Right.
Like 4 to 5 months later you start losing your hair.
And then you're like, yeah.
And then, you know, hair, like what I've determined now, hair is the cycle. And I'm going to talk about all hair right now, not pubic hair.
Oh, but somebody should say.
We should talk about pubic hair.
We really should.
I know. Okay,
keep
but
going. Let's talk about this one first, and then we'll let you all in, you younger kids, in on what actually happened. But keep going.
okay, so every 6 months, or 4 to 6 months after a traumatizing event like divorce,
or a health issue,
or
maybe a
in the
significant health
hospital,
issue.
or if you had pneumonia,
Yep.
or it's like
Or,
my mother who was sick in
mhm.
March, she's losing her hair right now.
Yep, a loss of a family member. I mean, death.
Any sort of something
Loss
that
of a
affects
job,
you. Not
yes.
everybody affects it in the hair, and some people have more hair. I always had thin hair, so
I
I
did
didn't
too.
have a lot to work with.
Mhm.
People that have very thick hair have a lot to work with.
Yeah, probably could cover it up. a
It
little easier.
cover it up, but they're still traumatized. I've
Oh,
still
sure. I'm
heard
sure
from
they are
people-
going through the same thing. It just
people-
isn't. Yeah.
Yes, people with thick hair, they're like, oh my God, I'm losing my hair. And I'm like, okay, well, you have enough to lose, but I'm like, okay, but let's fix
Yeah,
it.
it's a big deal. Yeah.
So what I noticed was that I would start losing hair, and the grow back period is really fucking tough, because hair has its own
Mhm.
timing,
Yeah.
and where it grows has its own timing.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting, because I had my divorce, and then I lost my hair. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of hair in the beginning.
No.
And then I had 6 months later, and then I started recovering.
Mhm.
And, you know, like I have long hair naturally.
Mhm.
And so like
And I
it takes a long time to recover. And then of course, then we sold our house, and I had to
Right.
move, and that was trauma.
You're glamping.
I started glamping, and we've talked about this on the podcast.
Mhm.
I lost more hair,
Mhm.
and during
Episodes like 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, they're early on episodes. if anybody
Yeah.
wants to go back and listen
yeah,
to
and
the story, but yeah.
then I mean, I had so many issues from moving. I mean, I
Yeah.
had vertigo, that
Yeah, I remember.
there
Yeah.
was so many things that happened to me, but I started losing after I moved here, which was June 3rd, 2019.
Mhm.
So in 2019, in the fall, I started losing all my hair again.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was using treatment to fill in like the roots,
Mhm.
and it just started falling and falling. And so come into pandemic, because it was still falling
I
out during the
remember.
beginning
Yeah,
of the
I remember.
pandemic.
Yeah.
And I reversed it in June, and now it's starting to come back. And so like I have
Yeah.
some longer extensions to fill it out. And it's thicker right here where like it's
Yeah.
grown, and I don't have to use topical.
Yeah, your top of
So
your hair looks really good too. Yeah.
What I'm going to say is, let me give you some products on what I'm talking about. So first of all, if you can see through to your scalp on your roots, Toppix,
Mhm.
Toppix,
Mhm.
they're starting to actually show that in the drugstore now, but they
Oh,
have,
really?
yeah, for men.
I actually put some on like right here, 'cause otherwise you can see my skull.
Yes.
there.
Okay.
So I put like a little bit right there.
And they have different colors. I'd go on Amazon to get it, because if you go to the drugstore, they just have the men's like dark haired version.
Right.
I used that for years. In fact, Jeanna, I haven't been using it.
Yeah, I bet not. Yeah.
And so
And I just use it like literally like one shake, right? It's like basically like a powder, a colored
it's a powder,
right?
to like, yes, so that
Just
you
to
don't
kind of like
show
cover, so it
a
just,
bald spot.
and it almost like colors your scalp so you can't see it.
does.
Like otherwise you'd see a big white line like right there. That's it.
Which nobody wants to see. You don't
Nobody
want to
on
see
the
it.
podcast can see what I'm doing, but
Yep.
yeah,
no.
but yeah.
And so so that is for your crown if you're thinning. The other thing the dermatologist told me is Rogaine. Never use
Yes.
women's Rogaine. So
Right.
if you're a man and listening and you're losing your hair from trauma, Rogaine is where it's at.
Yeah.
It will keep the hair on your head.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to use it forever? Well, you would need to figure out how to get off of it. Okay.
Yeah.
But so with my dermatologist, she said use men's Rogaine.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
all the
using too.
women use men's Rogaine. You use it
Every other day.
Yes.
It's
And
small
you use,
dose.
I use double dose.
You do. Okay.
2 doses. My
Okay.
one functional medicine practitioner told me to use 2
Okay,
doses.
good.
So use 2 doses, but I use it every other day or something.
Okay, good.
So
That's what I
that's
do.
that's what we do. But and I always get my iron checked. You got to make sure your iron's good, your thyroid's good, and then okay, let me keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to sound crazy here, but listen, people, this is
I mean, I don't
this
think I'd be
is some
surprised.
serious shit. Okay, I don't.
As long as they
fucking-
can't see your eyes. I mean,
I don't
the poor
fucking mess
YouTubers
around
can
with
see
this. Okay,
the
yes,
eyes,
I know.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Vegamore
Yes. Yeah.
is, so let me tell you about my eyebrows. Okay, so my eyebrows, I'm typical the person that thins
Yeah.
on the outside
Yeah.
half of your eye.
Yep. Yeah.
Brow? So, and forever, I don't remember having a thick, my brows have always been thick in the, but not on, since I've gotten older, the outside of the brow. I've been using Vegamore on the outside of the brow and for my lashes, because some people can't do Babe Lash, which
Right.
is excellent. Babe Lash is great.
Yep. Or
And
Latisse.
Latisse,
Mhm.
some people can't stand it.
Mhm.
Vegamore is vegan, it's cruelty free. And I use that on my upper lashes, my lower lashes,
Mhm.
and I use this. I just started using the eyebrow.
Yeah.
It's just a serum, just like anything else, but it's on an actual, like it looks like an eyebrow thing.
Mhm.
Let me just tell you, I was using that for a long time. Nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, freaking brows came out of nowhere. So what I'm going to
Oh,
tell you
really?
is
Oh, good.
you have to keep this shit up. Okay.
Right. If it's
And
natural, it's going to take some time.
oh, because every
Unlike a-
hair has
unlike
a
a
cycle.
medicine. Right.
It's
right,
a
right.
weird thing. Hair has like, because I
Sure.
have lost so much hair and I've watched it grow in, hair and the
You can
placement of
recognize
hair,
that,
I
yeah.
recognize this cycle.
Yeah.
And so I continue to use it. So now I've been using it for over 6 months. I mean, probably closer to a year, 9
Okay.
months.
Okay.
I have full eyebrows on the outside.
Wow.
And my eyelashes are thicker. What I noticed
No,
with
your
them
eyelashes are, yeah.
compared to Babe Lash was that it grew extra hair versus long. You know how
Oh,
Babe
yeah,
Lash
the
goes long,
straggly,
like
longer
I
ones,
love
but yeah.
the long, like I love the cat eye, the longer look. I don't
Yeah.
get that with Vegamore. I get the more thicker,
But consistent. across.
consistent,
Okay.
and the bottom gets thicker, which
Yeah,
is cool.
Which is good. Yeah.
And so I also use, you're going to laugh at this, I use the serum on my hair. So when I do this is going to sound crazy, but go with me. So I still do the Rogaine and then I do the Vegamore, every other day.
Is your Rogaine a serum or is it a?
I do the serum in the squeezy tube.
Okay.
I don't do the foam or any of that. I don't want it on my hair. I want it on my scalp.
Right.
Okay, so then the other thing I got turned on to during the pandemic in June, because again, I was beside myself in June. My hair was awful again. Thank God I would pull it up every day for Zoom for work. So I got turned on to harclinoline. And that sounds funny, but it's exactly how it's pronounced. We will do all this in the show notes.
Okay.
And harclinoline, at the time, you would do a consult with them. And so I did a consult where they looked at my hair and then they
Like
do
via Zoom, all of this is via Zoom.
yes. They're in certain cities like Tampa, go Florida, New York, I think LA. And so we did it on Zoom and then they formulate a serum for you. And it is a serum that has a serial number. So you start with 1, 2, 3, 4, and you keep going.
Oh, interesting.
And they change the potency. And what they said is do not stop the Rogaine.
Okay.
But alternate it. And this is a huge commitment, Jeanna,
I bet.
because you have to do it twice a night or twice at night. So you put some on your hair and let it dry, and then some more on your hair, and then
In the same night?
yes, and then every other day you wash your hair. They want you to wash it out, start over. And I use their products. Their products are good. It's clean,
Okay,
vegan,
okay.
cruelty free,
Okay.
and good for your scalp because it's all about scalp health.
Right.
And since then, so I mean, I've been growing hair like crazy, but again, like look at my regime,
That's
regime,
a
like it's
regime.
It's
Firstly,
and secondly, and thirdly, this is what's happening. And what's funny is now they've gotten really popular because I think Ricky Lake, do you remember Ricky Lake?
oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
So she had no hair and was
Similar.
struggling
That's
with this,
right.
and like she's grown a full head of hair with her crinoline.
But I'm just gonna tell you, she shaved it all and looked amazing, and
She did look
brought
amazing.
awareness to.
But she was
I think what
upset
women.
about
Oh, of
that.
course. I mean, it's exactly what we're talking about.
It's exactly what we're talking
But
about.
I think it's important to talk about it because
Yes.
otherwise, no one knows this is what happens to women.
No,
And I
and then
think it's
particularly for
crap.
divorces.
It's like when you're pregnant and you're getting ready to have the baby, and you've gone through all the sex ed, you've had all the awkward conversations where you know too much. And you have all these friends that go and have babies, and you're like, oh gosh, they're all excited for you. And then you're like, when you can't even see your feet, like by a lot.
What
and
are
then
you
you're
saying?
like,
And then it has
and
to
then
come
you're
out of a
like,
hole.
then all of a sudden,
Is your hole ever the same?
finally think all of this has to come out of
Your hole.
that. I mean,
No,
how
like,
does
that is
that
a scary
physically
thing.
happen? Like when you're 8.5 months pregnant, and that finally the
Dawns on you.
magnitude of what you have to just accomplish in short order is like,
Well, and
no one tells you, and you're like, you feel duped. Like, what the hell? So we're not duping you people. This is my point. This is what this is about. Is like, let's not
I want
hold
to
all
talk
that
more
shit
about
back.
the hole.
I really don't want to talk about the whole. I don't. It was not about the whole. My point is, I am very good. I'm terrible at math. I'm good at
I think you're good
scale.
at math.
I'm
The
good at
powers.
scale. I can tell if a picture's gonna be too small on the wall.
Oh my
And then when you're sitting there that pregnant and you have to think about that coming out of that
Thank
hole.
God mine was cut out.
Okay, well, yeah, mine was not. I'm just gonna tell you.
Both of mine were cut out.
Okay. Just gonna tell you, the scale didn't work for me. All of a sudden I was sitting there, and I remember I was at work. I think I started like hyperventilate when I realized. And so
Really?
yes, yes, I was at the travel agency. Kelly would remember probably, but I panicked. Like, I mean, when you can't even
No,
you
it's
can't,
so-
it's
you're
awful.
so
And you're like,
huge,
holy crap.
And you're like,
it's-
what the fuck is that?
How is that
like,
gonna get
that is a
out?
whole human.
Yes,
That needs to come out.
that's a whole human.
And my
That's like
doc-
a Cabbage Patch doll.
my
It's
doctor
gotta come through.
Thought mine was like were your baby's big, your baby's
Oh
are
yeah,
big.
yeah. Well,
My
Madison
baby's-
wasn't. Jarrett was 9 something. Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so mine thought mine were huge because I was so huge,
Mhm.
but the reality was they weren't huge.
Mhm.
But no,
That was
I
massive.
mean,
I'm telling you. Well, then they thought Jarrett was small, and he was huge. So that's worse. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
no, because it would rip you up.
Well, yeah, something.
The
But I'm just gonna do something.
The poor
But my
hole.
point
Okay, I don't
is,
know.
we have to tell the people about the hair, because it's not
Yes.
fair to go into this and think
Yes.
you're by yourself. And once you start talking about it and opening it, up, I think.
And I think we're feminine, however we want to be. If you have your
Yeah,
shaved head, like
yes, I
Ricky
think
Lake
we're getting
is
there further.
gorgeous and beautiful,
Yes.
and I love it.
As a society, I think we're getting better.
And
And
I don't want to care
some
what
of us
people
really
think.
do. It's not about what people think. It's
No,
how I feel.
How I feel.
Yes.
Exactly. So for
Yeah.
me, being young, I would look at Goldie's hair. So she was
Mhm.
our vegan maven,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I would be like, oh my God,
That
her hair, my whole family,
Mhm.
extreme hair, and I had like this stick of nothingness. Okay.
Right,
And
right. I always had a lot of hair, but it
I
was
had hair
thin.
envy.
But it was thin.
It
Yeah,
was
I
thin.
did.
I had
Yeah.
hair envy. I always had hair envy.
Yeah.
And so when I started losing it, I was like, okay, well, this is just the universe's way to fuck me up.
Yeah,
Okay.
mess you. Yeah.
Mess with me. However, I do believe that what I've experienced is something that and you too, with
Yeah,
breaking, and
yeah.
then I forgot to say that we had hair breakage at the same time last year.
Same,
All
I
of
mean, it
a
was
sudden,
awful.
my hair started breaking off. I think it was too much iron because I have too much iron now. But
Yeah, I have too much iron too.
you do?
Yes, I couldn't donate blood. And I used
Oh,
to not be
shit,
able to
okay.
donate blood because I was low iron. Now I'm
Oh,
too
me
high.
too, the same
Mhm.
way. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I didn't know that we had this in common.
Mhm.
So you
I
got
tried
it.
in during pandemic. It was November or December of last year. I
Yeah,
couldn't.
you
They wouldn't
couldn't
let me do it
because you were too high.
Mhm.
Well, that's bad. Okay, that
Mhm.
breaks your hair. Keela told me that.
Mhm.
And so I was like, and I was suspicious of that, but
Yeah.
the medical practitioners don't agree with that, but I think so.
Oh yeah, no, it's not good. Yeah,
It's not good.
100%.
So check your iron.
Yep.
And we think however you want to be and look sexy and feel divine feminine is exactly how it should be.
Right.
But I've given you so many products and
Yeah.
so many things to do to help you on your journey.
Yes.
If you don't want, and I probably over exaggerate, you don't need all the things I'm doing.
Yeah.
And because
You
I
just have
did
to
them,
be patient, though. I
but-
mean, I do
oh,
think,
patience is the virtue,
which is what you don't have. Holly
I
goes
don't
too
have.
far along all the other things because of the patience thing, which
yes,
I understand. I mean,
Well,
I've
because-
had to be patient. You know, I wear this. I put some extensions in when I'm not, because I can't
to get fuller
to
hair,
get fuller hair and longer hair.
a little
'cause,
bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like for me right now. Thank God, it's finally at shoulder length.
Yeah, it's
Just
growing.
barely there, but you know, it's still pretty thin. And to your point, it grows in some places better than others, and so
Yeah.
I've kind of towards the back is a little spindly still.
But you know,
it's
if
getting
you
there.
have a spot, Jeanna, in your
Yeah,
hair
you
that
see
you're
the
doing
Vegamor.
topics, you need to put the Vegamor,
Vegamor.
get the eyebrow stuff.
I have the
keep-
Vegamor. Yeah,
and keep putting it on there. Just
Okay.
every day.
it's gotten
every
a lot
day.
better.
But
but-
if you target, I swear to God, it's going to grow back.
Okay. Perfect.
And
So
so,
we'll put all these products that Holly has
Yes.
shared in the show notes, because I think it is really, and again, to Holly's point, it's up to you whether it's important to you or not. I think it's raising awareness about what it is and what kind of the key causes
Yes.
of hair loss are. Because ultimately, I think if you're deficient or too high in some things, it does affect your health probably in other ways too,
Yes,
not just the hair. I
absolutely.
mean, that's just sort of the
it's just
it's
a
sort of the
byproduct.
warning sign, right?
Mhm.
And so I think just, you know, listen to your body. And I think the hair is another area what we need to be paying attention to in terms
Yes.
of overall health.
I
Yeah.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And we want you to be happy, whatever that
Yeah,
is. And
Totally.
if you're struggling, then we've got the answer for you. And
Yeah.
trust me when I say these are the answers.
And if you have answers and ideas that we could share with our
Absolutely.
community, send us an email, loauncorked.com, or loauncorked@gmail.com.
Yes.
I think that would be fantastic, because I really think there's probably some things out there that even Holly hasn't tried, or I
Well,
haven't
I
tried.
know.
So I think
And
it'd be
part
great.
of my layering, and sometimes that could go wrong, but part of my layer, I try not to do it at the same time, but
Sure.
so it is a process for me.
Yeah.
But is that when people would say something, I would be like, okay. And then somebody else would refer something. And I really do try to always
Yeah.
travel with that, you know, that knows for, okay, I'm getting this on
Opening
purpose. Yes.
for information. Right. Right.
But I want to hear more about the whole. And so
No, I don't. Oh, my whole survived. It's good. It's
Oh
so that,
my
but what I will
God.
tell you though, back to the pubic hair situation.
Oh, that's
I
right.
do think it's important, because no one tells you as you grow older that that grays too.
Oh,
No
well,
one
that's a
tells you
good
that
reason
stuff.
to get rid of it.
Yes, it is. So my point is just be whatever's going on up top is going on down there too. And so just that is not a good look in general. I'm just gonna say,
You don't
like,
think like gray hair?
no.
Okay, well, Jeanna, you know what? We're gonna have to
No.
talk. I mean, you can dye it.
You can't. I guess this is my point. Is just be sure you're like thinking about those things and being mindful of that, because that was like a what?
No,
No,
nobody tells you that.
should have-
Nobody tells
exactly.
you that.
It should have been intuitive, but it was not. And
But
because
like
no
I've
one
already
tells
had to
you,
experience that.
I know. Yes, me too. But that's why I'm telling. That's why we're sharing. Sharing is caring.
It
That's
is.
really truly.
I have Brown Betty. You can get on Amazon
Mhm.
and dye your pubic hair.
Brown Betty, or to your point, you can just get rid of it all.
Get rid of it all. Sugar it. I'm
Yeah.
into sugaring right now.
Yeah. as sweet as that sounds, it sounds like it's pain. You said it's painful.
Oh my God.
Not
I
a
was
good time.
losing my shit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They should call it something else,
I mean,
like rock salt.
my God.
That doesn't sound nearly as sweet as the sugaring.
Okay, Jeanna. So we want everybody to
Yes.
be in their own authentic power,
Mhm.
be in their divine feminine, whatever that looks like. Nobody is to judge but
No.
you.
Absolutely.
And if you are having any issues with hair, we're going to have it all in the show notes.
Yes. And I will also just say, earlier than any doctor ever tells you, you must start doing your full panels for thyroid, for iron, for hormones. Honestly,
I would have been bald if I would have waited for my doctors. And I was going to a Western and a functional medicine.
Okay.
Both
so
of
you
them,
were
and they
doing both of
all
them.
missed it.
Yeah. So I really think we all have to be advocates for ourselves.
Yes.
And if you feel like shit, if you feel like you have like low energy and that's new for you, it's not just because you're too busy or you've got a big gig or you've got, kids to run around. It's very likely that is part of it, but it's probably not all of it. And you just need to be sure to be checking. And Holli yelled at me for a long time. So now I'm going to yell at you for a long time. Far too long. It's embarrassing how long it took me to do, but honestly, it's a game changer. And once you understand what's going on in your body, then you can go to work and addressing it in the way you feel comfortable addressing it.
I love that.
And
Jeanna.
hormones are a big deal. And we all think it's like a menopause only thing.
No,
It is not.
it's lifelong. 20s
20s on. You should start checking that shit. I'm not kidding.
Well, and Jeanna, like we had Dr. Kira on
Yes.
on the podcast. What? So
I don't know. We'll put it in the show notes. I
Yeah.
think 30, 37, 8,
Yeah,
6, 7,
maybe.
8, somewhere in
And
there.
she does the hormones and she does it online on Zoom too. And
Mhm.
she's been amazing. So she
Mhm.
can help, but there are plenty others that out
It'd be
there.
great to get a
that could
hormone
help
doctor
too.
in along with Dr. Kira,
Yeah.
another
Mhm.
maybe even a nutritionist. A lot of some of it can be nutrition based.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll have that soon.
Yeah. Be perfect.
Okay, everyone.
All right.
Thank you. We love you. And please rate us.
Yes. You divine, feminine, masculine
All of it.
listeners. Yes. We love you all. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Take care.
We believe in magic. This is Holli.
And this is Jeanna.
The LOA Uncorked definition of magic is recognizing something special has occurred and you don't know how or why.
And we invite each of you to experience more magic, joy, lots of laughter, all while uncorking your inner badassery to up-level your life.
Everyone, welcome to the party.